Okay.
You know, I realized this morning, I saw something on Facebook. I'm not a contributor much to Facebook, but I saw something. Apparently there was a gathering of musicians on a stage somewhere, and had Johnny Sandlin, his name up there.
Okay.
Johnny Sandlin was part of an early band with Greg and Dwayne Allman, Hourglass, and then went on to, not 13th Hourglass, but Hourglass, went on to be a producer and a studio musician. He was a staff bass player and drummer when I was at Capricorn.
Okay.
Johnny loaned me tools one night because my van had broken. It was like about 2 or 3 a.m. Everybody's leaving, and I couldn't go. And Johnny said, "What's up?" And I said, "My van broke down." I told him what it was, and he said, "Wait a minute." Went in his office, got a little red toolbox.
Okay.
Said, "Here, there's stuff in here. You can get yourself back home with that." Didn't know me. And so I'm inside Capricorn Records. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Nobody's even on the street.
Wow.
But I'm inside this recording studio, right? And so Johnny loans me the tools, and so the front door locks, I'm outside. So I took a straight back chair and shoved it down in between the door and the door casing to where the door couldn't close.
Gotcha.
So I'm stepping across this thing fixing my truck radiator hose problem. And so I could fix it. You know, it's broken off right there at the top of the engine block where the thermostat is. And so I cut that off, but I didn't have any tools, and Johnny loaned me the tools. Well, I'm doing this, going out, chair time, and back and forth, and I get it fixed. And so I make sure the truck's gonna run. I got my keys in my hand, and I shut off all the lights and let the door go closed, and I went home.
Okay.
Well, Johnny Sandlin died about 3 months ago.
Really?
I think 2 months, maybe a month ago. Wasn't too long at all. Nice guy, great guy, really good musician, and a real good person. And these people were honoring Johnny with his career. Now, Johnny has recorded the Allman Brothers Band. You got something on your phone, I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
Aretha Franklin.
Wow.
The Rolling Stones, among other people. I mean, his list of credits is like endless. Anyway, I wish that I had known that this was going to happen. It was probably up in Decatur, Alabama, which is where I think he lived and had his own studio there. But he actually recorded a band that I had taken up to the Jam for Dwayne one time. And I have some snippets of the samples that he did the post-production work on, the mix down on them, and the pressing. And it was a sample to see if the owner, not the owner, but the father of the drummer that he was featuring, he could push it somewhere. He had some connections, Larry Shell in Nashville.
Okay.
And Ben Moore, Bobby Purify, was part of this package of people. And so it was in a place called Second Street Music Hall, so I was going to go talk to the owner and say, "Hey, the recording was live, done there." And he said, "Well, I have a CD where this is on there." And so I was going to call him and see if he had access to the raw stuff, or if Johnny's wife had it and if it could be found, because I'd like to have a copy of it just for myself.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I wish that I could have been there. No, those guys probably wouldn't know who I was from Adam's House Cat, but they were there to honor him.
5 favorite albums, right?
Okay.
Santana.
Okay. 1, Allman Brothers Live at the Fillmore East. 2, Abraxas Santana. The Birth of Cool, live at the Royal Roost, featuring Max Roach and Miles Davis, 1949, big band. Also, La Bamba.
La Bamba.
By Los Lobos.
Los Lobos.
They did a lot of Richie Valens stuff, and the production on that is absolutely fabulous.
You said Buena Vista? You're talking
Buena Vista Social Club.
Okay.
Which you might hear as the Afro-Cuban All-Stars. Also, Ibrahim Ferrer.
Abraham Ferrer.
I think he was the singer and they sing in Spanish. I can't understand a word they're singing, but
the music
is marvelous. Kind of Blue, Miles Davis, and I can't think of the name right now, by Ornette Coleman, but Out Jazz. Thelonious Monk, Out Jazz. I don't know. There's so many that have affected me so much. Area Code 615 was the name of the group. I don't remember. They probably, Tony Rice and some other guys had some stuff out. Phenomenal stuff. Phenomenal stuff.
All right.
And that's just personal preferences. There's a lot more, but I just talk and talk and talk.
No, you're good. So, if you had to name your top 5 guitarists, who would they be? I hope Derek Trucks is in there. But.
Derek is definitely in there. Jimmy Herring.
Jimmy Herring?
Herring, Herring.
Do I know him?
I found out about him through a group called Jazz is Dead.
Jazz is Dead.
Which was Jimmy T. Lavitz or Levitz.
Okay.
Jeff Sipe, drums. Alfonso Johnson, bass. It's all instrumental.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's jazzed versions of the Grateful Dead.
Okay, progressive.
Hence Jazz is Dead.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not really fusion, but it's almost fusion. It's pretty close.
Well, you told me you met Howe from the Yes, right?
Steve Howe, yeah.
Steve Howe, yeah, he's kind of in that genre.
Yeah, art rock, English classical rock, prog rock, progressive rock, I think is what they call that. I did a job for him. I built a tailpiece for a Portuguese 12-string mandolin. I didn't know there was such a thing. Anyway.
No, you gave me 2. You got 3 more guitars.
Top
5. It can be 10.
Hal Farlow, Barney Kessel, Tommy Tedesco, Tony Mottola, Les Paul. Oh man.
See, a lot of people when they hear these names, it's not the common names like Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix.
No, that's where all the names you just named, where they went back and got this stuff.
Gotcha.
That and the blues guys, Jeff Beck.
Oh, I love Jeff Beck.
Clapton's a great guitar player. Beck, nobody plays like Jeff Beck. Yeah. I mean, he's nuts.
They're both with the Yardbird, Page, Clapton.
And Beck. All 3 played for John Mayall. And you've heard me talk about Bruce Hampton being what I would call the equivalent of the North American John Mayall. Gotcha. A lot of people don't know who John Mayall is.
I do. I know. He's British, right?
British guy, but he brought...
Perry Green was in the band?
He brought people to the fore. Bruce Hampton did that. I saw in a concert in Atlanta, the show was Phil and Friends.
Phil and Friends.
Phil Lesh, bass player for the Grateful Dead, and his current band at the time, okay? Warren played in that band, so did Jimmy Herring, okay? Derek Trucks' band played with Susan Tedeschi. She was not part of the band yet. She had her own band. Jimmy Herring was playing in her band, okay? The Allman Brothers band, they were the headliners, okay? I saw Warren and Derek and Jimmy on stage at the same time, all 3 playing, and it was like, okay. But they honored Bruce that day for his contribution to what's called the jam band scene. All your bands like Fish and stuff like that, that's all part of the jam band scene. There's all kinds of genres in that. Bruce Hampton, as Mark Ellis, my friend, described him, is the most famous person you never heard of.
Gotcha.
They honored him that day as the godfather of the jam band scene.
Gotcha.
And he is. The Code Talkers, Pharaoh's Kitchen.
Pharaoh's Kitchen.
I mean, he, Bruce, and Frank Zappa, and Don Van Vliet were all buddies in school.
Really?
Don Van Vliet, you might recognize as Captain Beefheart.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, this is like way out there. Bruce, with his band, used to open shows for Frank and was almost part of Frank's band. Okay? Another great album, Waiting for Columbus.
Waiting for Columbus.
Little Feat.
Little Feat. Okay.
Lowell George headed up Little Feat. He played in Frank's band, the Mothers of Invention, in the 60s, and Frank fired him for writing a drug song. Willing, go listen to the words to Willing.
Okay.
Okay? And it's about being messed up driving a truck.
Gotcha.
And I'll keep on doing this as long as you listen to the words, you'll get it.
Gotcha. He
told Lowell, you need to start your own band, which became Little Feat.
Little Feat. Okay.
Okay. I mean,